How's it going, Delmarva? My name is Justin Ayers, and this is Shorebirds Sit Down. Now, I am here at Arthur W. Purdue Stadium, and each edition of Shorebirds Sit Down, I will be talking with a member of your Delmarva Shorebirds, getting to know them, their backstory, finding out how they got here, and hopefully having some fun along the way. For this first edition of Shorebirds Sit Down, who better to talk to than Shorebirds shortstop Cadyn Grenier, a first-round draft pick. And without further ado, here's Cadyn Grenier. I'm now joined by a 2018 first-round pick of the Baltimore Orioles, also a 2018 College World Series champion with the Oregon State Beavers. Mr. Cadyn Grenier is kind enough to join us on this first edition of Shorebirds Sit Down. Cadyn, how are we doing?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm good. All right, so let's take it back. Where are you from?
From Las Vegas, Nevada. Technically Henderson, but...
What was it like growing up there?
It was great. I loved it, and I had a really great neighborhood that I still live in. A lot of the same families have been there for 20 plus years, so we're all really, really close. And just the community out there has been a lot of fun to grow up in. And now that I'm getting older, it's, I get to access some of the other things that Las Vegas has to offer, which is a lot of fun.
All right, so did you play any other sports growing up? Were you just a baseball guy?
No, I mean, when I was littler, I played soccer, played tackle football, basketball, hockey. So I played a lot of different sports, and I always played baseball, during the season, and then all the other ones during theirs. Sometimes even overlapping, soccer and baseball, and playing multiple different sports per day, so.
That's great. Do you think that kind of helped your development as an athlete, being well-rounded, playing different sports throughout the year?
Yeah, absolutely. I think every sport has its own certain set of skills you have to have, and when you're able to play all of those, it helps because you develop those different skills, and then you bring them all together. And when you start to specialize in one sport, like I've done with baseball, and you kind of can still pick up those sports whenever you go back to them, and apply a lot of what I learned in different sports here.
So what's your earliest memory playing baseball? This is probably the way back. What comes to mind?
I just remember going to the field and after games, you always get your snacks from the team mom and stuff like that, and going to the snack shack and getting Pixie Sticks and Fun Dip or whatever, man.
Big League Chew?
Yeah, a lot of Big League Chew, but I remember the Little League days. That's about as far back as I can go.
Was there a point when you're growing up playing baseball that you started to realize that you're a little bit better than everybody else around you?
I just played up. I played older a lot of the time. So, when I was the minimum age to play in the highest division in Little League, I was doing that. Well, a lot of my friends or kids that I'd play with were still in the lower divisions. That was kind of the only, I guess, thing that I thought I was like, oh yeah, maybe I am a little bit better than them. But, I never thought that as a kid.
Well, the Vegas area too. I mean, that's baseball. Like, there's so many great baseball players from there. Bryce Harper, Chris Bryant. Do you think that gave you an advantage coming out of that area, growing up playing against some great competition?
I think the biggest advantage was the fact that I got to play year-round, though. I think with the weather being the way it is there, obviously you have your really cold times of the year, but even then we were still able to get outside and go play versus a lot of other parts of the country where during the winter they can't really do much.
Now, you mentioned your high school. The high school alumni from your school, some of the best athletes in all major sports. So I want you to power rank the following guys that graduated from your high school, all right? Former NFL running back DeMarco Murray, Portland Trail Blazers center Zach Collins, go Blazers, Joey Gallo, Texas Rangers slugger, and O's outfielder Joey Rickard. How would you power rank those?
I mean, as of right now, DeMarco Murray would have to be at the top, and then I think, I know Zach Collins just because we were close enough in the age group and we were the same class, or he was a year younger than me or something, but I think right now with what he's doing, I think Zach is probably second, Joey Rickard is right there, and then I think Gallo is obviously showing people what he can do now, so that's a really good top four in my opinion, that's for sure.
I heard a rumor that you're an excellent chef, by the way. What's your go-to dish?
It'd be ribs. Yeah, I'll spend 7 or 8 hours smoking ribs in my backyard in Vegas when I have time. It's a lot of fun.
So, all right, so let's say you go to a baseball game as a fan. You're walking the concourse, you're looking for something to eat. What's your go-to ballpark food?
Oh, that's a good one. I do remember when I'd go to Angel Stadium all the time. They had a grilled cheese, like not kiosk, but a little grilled cheese place, and they had grilled cheese that you could put like barbecue brisket on. That was my go-to. It was unbelievable.
All right, so you come from the desert. You're in the Eastern Shore of Maryland, basically the complete opposite of what you're used to. Name one thing you really enjoy about being here on Delmarva and one thing you miss about being home.
I think the cool thing about being here in Delmarva is just how close we are to like Ocean City. You know, so when we get off days or you know, for tomorrow example, we have a 10:30 game. I might swing by to the beach after and just hang out and go do some stuff down there. I think I miss a lot about Vegas. Just, you know, obviously it's home, you know, so all my favorite restaurants and favorite places to go are there. But, you know, when I get home for the off season, I hit all of them. So
I know you're a big Vegas Golden Knights fan. So there's points in people's lives that simply cannot be beaten. There's periods in people's lives. For me, last year when I graduated from college, and then I went to DC to celebrate the Caps winning the Stanley Cup. For you, I'd imagine it's probably being drafted and then finishing the College World Series as champions. What do you look back on? How do you remember those times? Do you ever reminisce?
Well, I mean, yeah, definitely the winning the College World Series last year is probably the coolest experience I think I've ever had, you know, and I have a picture of me holding up the trophy as the background on my phone. So every time I open it up, just to be like, wow, like we actually did that. It's something that I look back on a lot, you know, because I had a lot of special guys that are going to be some of my best friends forever on that Oregon State team, you know, but, you know, getting drafted obviously was awesome too, but I think it got trumped a little bit by, you know, being before we won the College World Series. So, but that would definitely be that moment where I kind of look back all the time and go, wow, like really did that.
So I'm noticing this tattoos, it's awesome stuff you got on your arms there. What's the story behind all that?
There's several. Obviously, this is my big Vegas piece. You know, some of my favorite things in Vegas. I got a roulette table. It's got the area code as the 3 middle numbers, the sign, the mountain that's closest to us. I used to snowboard and hike and camp and stuff. Just something. I took a picture of a sunset one day, and you know, MGM Grand has a big lion outside of it that I put on there. This one's from my grandfather who passed away several years ago. This one is just, you know, something that I wanted to do and kind of based off of a quote that my mom and I always kind of send back and forth. So
what does it mean to you to be a part of this team that sent so many solid major leaguers, or so many guys to become solid major league players? What does it mean to you to be a part of this team?
Obviously, that's huge. You know, that's the only thing I want is to go be one of those solid major league players in the near future. So to have a program or an organization that has, you know, produced a lot of those is awesome for me.
We're gonna do some rapid fire and then I'll let you get out of here because I know you gotta get to practice.
Sounds good.
Favorite baseball player growing up?
It would have been Vladimir Guerrero.
Ooh. Favorite movie?
Ace Ventura.
You can only watch one TV show for the rest of your life.
Impractical Jokers.
Excellent choice. Best piece of advice you've ever received?
That's a good one. I would just say don't care what anyone thinks.
All right, these next couple are about your teammates. Who's the funniest teammate on the Shorebirds?
Nick Grenier.
Who has the best hair, objectively speaking, on this team?
Me.
Long road trip. Who's the one teammate you want to sit next to and just fun to be around?
I mean, I sit next to Doran Churchin, but I like sitting next to Blaine Knight when he was here too.
Who's the teammate that spends the most time in front of the mirror?
Nick Vespi.
How would your teammates describe you?
I guess just serious, you know, but goofy at the same time.
Why do you love playing baseball?
It's all I've ever done. It's all I ever want to do, and it's all I, you know, plan to do.
All right, that's all for Shorebirds Sit Down. Cadyn Grenier, thank you for your time. We're on to the next one.